Okay, hey guys, this is Miss Arlequin, and in this video, I'm going to talk about certain words that we should not be using in our essay writing or short response writing. So basically, we don't want to use words that are stating the obvious. For example, when you're writing a short response or an essay body paragraph, your reader knows that you're going to be giving evidence that's going to support your claim or your thesis statement. So when you have a quote from an article or from a text in that paragraph, there's really no reason for you to come right out and call it evidence or to call it a quote. Your reader is going to be able to tell that it's evidence. They're going to be able to tell that it's a quote. They're going to be able to tell that it's a quote because there are quotation marks around it. Quotation marks mean you're quoting something. And they're going to be able to tell it's evidence because it's very clear when somebody is making an argument or they're making a point, and then in the next sentence they give a fact or an example. That is evidence. So basically, if you're coming right out and saying this evidence or this quote, you're stating the obvious. You're treating your reader as if they are not intelligent enough to figure it out on their own. It would be like if I pointed to the sun to a 40-year-old and said, "Look, that's the sun." Like, yeah, they know it's the sun. You gave them a glass of water and said, "Look, water." Yes, we know it's water. So how can we revise sentences that we might have in our writing that have stated the obvious, that have used the words quote or evidence? All right, so here you have an example from our Scholastic Codex Unit 3 essay about world wonders. This is a sentence from an essay where they're explaining their evidence, and they say this quote from the text shows that because of the metal reacting with the water, it's turning the Statue of Liberty into copper carbonate. All right, so what we basically need to do is we just need to delete this part of it. We don't need to use the word quote. When you do that, there's a couple of ways you can begin your sentence instead. In fact, you don't even need to delete the word this. You can actually keep this as the beginning of your sentence. So one way that I might revise it is I might say, here the author has conveyed how the metal reacting with the water is turning the Statue of Liberty into copper carbonate. And I would only use the general term author if I didn't know the author's name. In this case, since I do know the author's name, I would actually replace this with Crane. Here, Crane has conveyed. And I would delete this part. But if it was an author whose name I didn't know, an anonymous author, then I could refer to them as the author. Another way would be to keep the word this, like I said, and cut out the part quote. So this shows how the metal reacting with the water is turning the Statue of Liberty into copper carbonate. So look over your essay. If you have any sentences where you're stating the obvious, using the word quote or using the word evidence, just revise it the way I revised my sentence just now.